Okay. Despite what it says on the minutes, we have minute approval for the regular minutes of the January 8th, 2024 meeting. For some reason, she glitched and put the 10th on it, so we are going to initial it to the 8th. There's two other changes on there. One was the amount of money for the scouts, which we got corrected, and the bank, our bank's First National came off.
Yes.
So, based on those changes, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Mike,
Yes.
EJ,
Yes.
Gene,
Yes.
Okay. Can you sign and initial the date also?
on every page, or
On every page.
just, I did every page.
Every page.
Okay. Scheduled reports. Chief Phillips.
Okay, the report of calls from January 1st to December 31st of last year. EMS calls, we had 499. The year before that, in 22, we had 520. Fire calls, we had 395. The year before was 351. Total calls was 894. Last year was 879. I'm sorry, 879. Mutually given this year was, or last year I should say, 197. The year before that was 216. Mutually received was 63. The year before that 54. Total transports was 357. Last year was 364. Total non-transports was 180. Last year was 176. The year before I should say. Keep getting stuck on that. Total transfers to other agencies, 1. The year before that was 7. Total patients was 538. The year before that was 547. Percentage of multiple calls is 24.04%. Any questions on the report of call? I might mention a couple weeks ago we had a full arrest. It occurred when we were transporting a guy in the squad. Our team got him back and got him to the hospital, and he's still alive. So it's always nice to hear something good. The other thing I wanted to mention is Pancake Breakfast coming up February 25th. Boy Scouts are going to be hosting it again. There's flyers on the table up there. It starts at 8 o'clock and goes to 12:30. Just the one day. So please support the Boy Scouts and come up and see your station. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Chief. Okay, reports. Mr. McCune.
I really don't have anything of any importance. I mean, we haven't met since our quarterly dinner. I had a lot of nice compliments, not only on the food, but how the meeting ran, and I think Auburn should be very proud of itself. I thought we did a good job. That's all I have.
EJ.
Just one thing that's not on the agenda is we have in the road department station over there. This seems like it's coming along faster than it should have, but we got heater problems. There's 4 long, I think those are infrared tubes in there. Is that what they're supposed to be? There's 4 of them in the building. They span almost the entire length of the building. And one of them is disabled, hasn't worked for about a year. The other 3 have required some maintenance already. We're looking at, based on some preliminary estimates with one HVAC guy, probably about $4,500 per unit. They're massive, they are big. We would probably, I think, what we're talking about doing is maybe 2 at a time, 2 this year, 2 next year, and we've also, I see it's not on the agenda now, but we've been kicking around that NOPEC grant money, which is around $30,000. I asked the guys to get a couple more, at least a couple of more quotes on these. As I said, it's a big enough project, if we did half at a time, we'll get plenty of interest, I think.
It's a heater?
Yeah, they're up in the ceiling. And one thing they're having a problem with is they run off of gas, and they're triggering the exhaust fans on occasion. You know, we got the CO2 level that does the air exchange. And as I said, one's not working at all, and of the other 3, one of them's bad enough to cause the exhaust recirculation thing to kick on. So we've got some issues up there. Seems sudden, but
Did we know they didn't work before winter hit, or they just figured it out when it got cold?
God's honest truth, I just found out about this 2 weeks ago. I guess they've been an issue up there for 2 or 3 years. Yeah. So, this is the first I heard of it, it was a couple of weeks ago. So,
Personally, I would quickly look into the NOPEC money and then see if we somewhere have the budget to get all of them fixed at one time. This, hey, something's broken, let's just half of them.
Right.
Yeah.
that number I threw out there, that's for a full replacement, that'd be a new unit. That'd be a new unit.
For the whole thing?
Yes. 4,500 per times 4. So, 18, 20
Is
grand.
what it is.
18, 20 grand.
Got a lifespan on them.
Right.
Yeah, he's gotten one quote already, I asked him to get a couple others, and,
Yeah, well, it's a try, you know, get them,
Yeah, I agree with Mike, let's get them, let's get it
do
done.
we
have
need
the
to,
money.
Dan, do we need to, that's for like, that NOPEC grant, they're encouraging like higher efficiency stuff, so. Have you processed one of those grants through NOPEC yet? I'll have to look into the last one, I know when we did this furnace, it had to be of a different efficiency rating than the one we replaced. I don't know how picky they are though,
I don't think they're that, I mean, as long as you're, you know, if you currently have the highest efficiency and that's, you're replacing with, well, you have to, well, there's one, you know, we're gonna obviously get the highest efficiency
Yeah,
that we can get.
we'll take a quick look at that.
Yeah, I don't think they're
I don't
super
think they're
picky
that
on
picky
that.
about it.
We know it's more efficient because it costs
Because,
more.
well, it's gonna
That's
work
right.
too, so that probably would help. That's all I really have, the other things on the agenda.
Okay, Dan?
Don't you have anything?
Hmm?
Don't you have anything first?
No, I never have any, I'm the chairman now. I take care of the main list, I make you guys give reports. Just because they didn't do it that way doesn't mean they, you know, it's not right.
Okay.
Since
I think so.
I resemble that.
Since our last meeting, I processed 9 electronic payments and 14 warrants. And you'll have a copy totaling $76,565.99. One of the things I wanted to bring up was we received a letter at the end of December from Middlefield Bank. Dear Auburn, the Middlefield Banking Company writes to make you aware of a recent incident that may impact the privacy of some of your information. We are providing you with notice of the incident and steps we have taken in response and resources available to help you better protect your information, should you feel it is appropriate to do so. Apparently on or about April 12th of last year, Middlefield Bank experienced a data security incident that impacted certain computer systems and caused a temporary disruption to certain corporate operations. They promptly responded and launched an investigation with the assistance of outside specialists to confirm the nature and scope of the incident. Through the investigation, we learned that an unauthorized actor accessed certain systems and acquired certain files relating to Middlefield Bank employees and customers between April 11th and April 12th, 2023. We conducted a thorough review of the data that was potentially viewed or acquired to determine whether it contained any sensitive information. We recently concluded our review and determined on or around November 21st of 2023 that information related to you was included in the potentially impacted data set. After determining the scope of information in the potentially impacted files, we undertook efforts to locate address information for the affected individuals and put resources in place to assist and provide this direct notice. Various information involved, name and account number, and then it goes on about what they're doing. They've also offered a 12 months of complimentary access to credit monitoring and identity restoration services provided by Cyber Scout through Identity Force and a TransUnion company specializing in fraud assistance and remediation services. I personally got a letter myself, I think some of you did who were signers on the account also. So they are offering we can enroll from 90 days of this letter in this free service, credit monitoring service, if we so choose. I did run this by our ADP county department, and I forwarded the letter to them. Zach McLeod reviewed it, and he says it may be a sensible step. He's not familiar with the company though, but a quick Google search didn't turn up anything bad with them. So in essence, they didn't see any harm in us enlisting this service. I think it's good for a year.
Is it for Auburn Township or each one of us individually?
Well, it's for each. Auburn Township has its own unique code to log in to, as well as I do, and whoever got a letter does.
Yeah, well, we got the letter to that effect, so pretty much, yeah, the individuals that were affected, we got letters. If we want to send it, go into that, it's our prerogative to do it or not do it. Dan, I believe, is requesting or is asking if we would like him to do it for the township. And I think that would be prudent, so I will make a motion that we approve setting up the whatever
The cyber credit monitoring service.
credit monitoring service for the township.
I'll second it.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Gene,
Yes.
Okay, apparently we have no old
oh,
business.
I have one more thing.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, sorry. We received a donation from a brevity fund last week to go to the Boy Scouts in the amount of $828. Nancy questioned whether or not the funds we received in the past actually went to the Boy Scouts. And I did some research and looked back. It appears that in 2020 and 2021, as we received the money, we turned around and processed and generated a check back to the Boy Scouts and or Cub Scouts. However, in 2022, we received but didn't return the money, didn't send the money to the Boy Scouts and or Cub Scouts. So you'll see I processed a Now, in 2023, interestingly enough, we didn't get anything from a brevity fund, but we did last week, like I said, for $828. The monies that we didn't send to the Boy Scouts amount to $465 in March of '22. That was to go to the Boy Scouts, and then in November of 2022, $372 to go to the Cub Scouts. So on the list, you'll see there's two checks, one to go to the Cub Scouts in the total of $372, and one in the total of $1,293 to go to the Boy Scouts. And that will take care of all monies that we received through this brevity fund that were due the Boy Scouts.
For the last 2 years.
Yes, and or Cub Scouts.
And this kind of ties into the money that we had from the Cub Scouts, which will go to the Boy Scouts, but you guys are gonna keep it in a separate fund, correct? Okay, so that's what, we had Dan, two separate checks, one to the Boy Scouts and one to the Cub Scouts, so that make your record keeping easier when they go in, as opposed to,
Thank you.
just so.
Would you like those checks tonight? So you don't have to,
So we're not keeping.
one doesn't
those
have an
now,
address.
anyway?
Okay, yeah,
I'll give them to you.
We are gonna, yeah, all that information's with the prosecutor's office as to how to do that exchange too, that we talked about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, the prosecutor's got all that.
This particular type of donations that came in, we have a mechanism in place for that, it's this whole.
The charter.
Yeah, the charter, that's
program,
all, that's.
Yeah, that's with the prosecutor's office now.
Now I'm done.
You sure? Okay. All right, new business. Okay, we got the correspondence from the prosecutor's office regarding the proposed resolution relative to the cannabis issues. Any thoughts on what we want to do with this?
You know, thought about it for a while.
So, yeah, okay. I'll let you go first. I
As
guess.
someone who's an old person, I'm opposed to selling marijuana regardless. I don't take it, I don't like to see young kids taking it, but that's me. But on the other hand, Geauga County, I believe, voted overwhelmingly to pass selling marijuana. So, and even if we stop it, we can't do a thing about everybody growing it in their yards this year. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to support this resolution, but I don't need to do it tonight, because I kinda wanna read through some of this stuff.
Yeah, and it's the same thing, it's, I understand, where they're going with this. It just seems like a, kind of a backwards way to handle stuff. It's like, okay, we're gonna put this on, let people vote on it, and then we're gonna
And
find a
then
way
we're
to
gonna-
immediately circumvent it.
Right.
This whole thing makes no sense
So-
to me.
Because we have someone in Auburn here, as you well know, right down the street here, that if that passes, he's gonna be selling it.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. But, yeah, I just, that's why there's no letter to sign tonight, because
Right.
I want us to all have a chance to go over it and decide what we wanna do.
Like I said, I did read it thoroughly, in fact, I read it twice, but I'm still not sure what's the right way to go.
Yeah, well, you're right, it just, again, not so much that, I understand, keeping it away from the kids and everything else, it's just the way they're trying, not what they're trying to control, but the way they're trying to control it.
Right.
Okay,
When do we have to, we don't have a date,
No,
we have to make a decision.
I think there was like a
8 months or something?
yeah, there was a 6 to 8 month, there's a big window on that, so
Yeah.
there's nothing we have to rush into. Okay, and, you wanna take this next one, PJ?
Yeah.
Because
It's-
that's in your bailiwick, I don't wanna step on any toes.
This is annual, Comes from Ohio Department of Transportation, Township Highway System mileage certification. Let's see, our mileage in Auburn Township that we maintain, that doesn't count the state roads or county roads, was 53.884 miles. And just as a brief aside, for years and years, we were at 54.091. And then, remember what happened?
Yeah, we got rid of the little hunk of the lake.
Under Ladue, yeah. We were sort of being credited a quarter mile under Ladue. It was never vacated from the 60s.
It was so hard to plow too.
Yeah, it was. So anyway, yeah. Well, you gotta sign, we all gotta sign this, so
We got a-
motion to adopt.
I've got the
You got
original.
the original.
Sign and pass it down.
Second,
I'll second.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Gene.
Yes.
Okay, Slim Pickens. Any public comment?
The bottom of the agenda has Community Manager Appreciation Day today. I think that's you folks, thank you. Thank you. You put a lot of time and effort out.
That's a lot. I think we would've got the day off for that.
You wouldn't know it by this meeting, would you? Anything else? Football games, primary, nothing?
Okay. I will then make a motion to adjourn. You can all go to bed early tonight.
Second.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Gene.
Yes. If I go home this early, my wife's gonna think something's wrong.
You can always go to the bar.
No, I,
Be careful going to work tomorrow.
I've been scoring these last few years and they're like